And I've been also, this is my first time here, and I know it will not be the last.
It will not be the last. Right.
My name is Paul, just like you've said, and Sapphire Africa Foundation, we began work in 2014.
2014.
Yeah, beginning with our flagship program called Give a Hope. That's our education program, which we began with.
Okay.
But then as we moved on, we found out this rare disease called Duchenne muscular dystrophy. I had heard of many other muscular dystrophies, including the Becker's and the rest, but finding out about Duchenne and how it was devastating, it was so emotional for me. So when we got our first few cases in Wakiso, it was life-changing for us.
Okay.
So we were doing disability with education, but we had to shift and merge disability with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, considering the need that was present by then. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So are you the founder of this is it an organization?
Yeah.
Yes. Are you the founder? And how were you able to implement it, come into manifestation? Because this began in 2014. I do believe others maybe think you have funders who give in the money. Are you working alone, or maybe it's a partnership you have with other entities, organizations?
Yeah, we do have partners as of now. Many partners that we have as of now, but we did not start with partners.
Okay.
We started alone and from Gulu. Where we had gone to work with, I'm not the only founder, but there are other people we founded the organization with, and we went to Gulu, and then there is a very huge story that touched me when I was there. There was this young girl who was being chased out of school for is it 12,000?
12,000.
And they were leaving school because of such a small amount. So I said, I can pay this. When we were later out for dinner, I explained to the people that I was with how this was happening, and they were equally touched. So that's how Sapphire was birthed. We started with about 7 kids, and then later 17, then later 42, and the number blew out. So as of now, we're in about 9 districts across the country with our programs, including health. And we've done several medical camps almost every year. Even this year in November, we'll be back to Fort Portal. And since I think this is our 5th medical camp. So we've been doing this annually. And the last one attracted about 6,000 people. Okay. So we're hoping this time it will be more than 6,000 people with our medical camp.
Great.
Yeah, so we do surgeries over there. We do all these other types of consultations. There's free medication and everything. Just like I said, we don't do it alone. We do have partners who help us. Yeah, with that.
Okay, when it comes to this interesting word, Chuchini, which is kind of complicated to some of us. Okay, so what is it all about?
Well, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, first of all, the word Duchenne itself is, Duchenne was a French doctor who found out about this disease. And they named it after themselves. So many people hear Duchenne, they really don't know where it comes from. But that's where it comes from. It was a French doctor who found out about this muscle wasting disease, and realized it didn't have a name by then, so it became Duchenne. Well, there are others, just like I said, like Becker's, which was found out by Dr. Becker. So there's Becker's muscular dystrophy. So basically, when someone has a muscular dystrophy, it's their muscles with the issues.
Muscles with the issues.
Yeah, and most of the times they are wasting away. And by the time someone clocks about 30 years or 32 years, or it could be even less, they are wasted off, and many of them cannot walk. They are already in their wheelchairs and struggling to move. So, that is its origin. However, there have been some signs, because we've, just like we were saying on our awareness day, which happened last month. When many people get to hear about the disease, or when they experience it, they actually do not know what it is. And in many communities that we have visited and many parents that we have interacted with, they think that their children are getting bewitched, or that there are some family things coming back to them, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But so raising our voice to this with the first few signs that we get to see from many kids at the age of 3 to 7 failing to walk, struggling to stand up, mobility issues beginning them. So we've been encouraging many parents to realize that actually this is Duchenne. Their family is actually not getting bewitched, but this is a disease actually that any other person can have.
Yes.
And one thing that I normally say is it's a gene disease. So in other words, you don't have control over it, because I mean this is a gene, and the mother or the father, they don't have control over this. And if it happens, we are always there to get the family through their journey.
Maybe to interview a little bit, is this an inborn disease, or it happens because if I'm trying to figure out if a born child can be able to have this disease, or maybe it's even an older person like my age can be able to experience this. Is it an inborn disease, or it's something that just out of the blue happens? Like someone has malaria, maybe this or this or this. So bring for us that picture.
Well, it doesn't happen all of a sudden. And a lady like you right now, you just can't get it, because it's not a communicable disease like cough or something.
Sure.
No, it's just like I said, it's a gene disease.
A gene disease.
So the mother most of the times is the carrier of this disease. However, it affects mostly boys. So the ratio of boys to girls is very, very, very low. I think it's almost 10 to 1.
Okay.
So it's really low. So it affects mostly boys. And just like I said, it begins progressing at the age of maybe 3 to 7. Others, it can begin earlier, even up to even with 2 years going forward. So it really depends on how the family or how someone is being taken care of, and it goes on progressing. Also, the progression depends still on how someone is being taken care of, the way you're feeding, the way you're moving, the way the child is being handled. So it all depends on that, and that's why I say Sapphire Africa Foundation mostly helps parents to get them through their journey, to understand what am I supposed to do at this level, or what am I not supposed to do at this level. How is my boy supposed to sleep? How is my girl supposed to bend? How are they supposed to, and all that. So in other words, since it has no cure as of now,
it has no cure.
Yeah, we labor so much to improve the quality of life, because we can't prevent it.
So just work on the surface.
Exactly. So we improve the quality of life with the parents and also the patients at the same time. We've collaborated with different organizations and different people.
Yes.
So including COSO, where some of the tests get done from, and so when we discover, of course, we first study the science, the whole beginning. Just like I told you, the ratio of girls to boys is very, very low. We do have some girls who are already patients of Duchenne, who living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and we also do have boys who are already living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. But the number of girls, they are very, very few compared to the boys. And also the way they get affected, the boys actually, their time runs out very, very quickly compared to what would happen to girls.
Okay.
So when we realize that these are the signs and we study them carefully, we would take these people to different different hospitals, laboratories. We run out the tests, and then after having a clear picture, and we confirm that this is Duchenne muscular dystrophy or Becker's, or so we help the family to get through this journey.
Yes, Paul. When it comes to the gender, you mentioned about the boys being more the victims than the girls. Why is it that what is the main reason as to why it is most especially the boys? Is it because of how they, I don't know, maybe try to give us that core revelation?
I think researchers are still also trying to find out that, because I mean it's
it could be disturbing someone's mind there. Why we the men? Why not the girls?
Yeah. Many things are still disturbing. First of all, the disease has no cure. Just like
that's the number one big problem we are having now.
Yeah, that is the number one big problem. But again, also the disease, the carrier is the woman, and now it's again the boys who suffer. Mostly.
Yeah.
So there is that triangle that actually being researched on till now. But I think it's mostly because of the genes from just like I said, it's a gene disease. So it's some research that's being carried out, and when it fully comes out, then we'll have the information.
But it seems like this disease has been neglected for quite a long time in Uganda.
Yeah.
It comes to the Ministry of Health. I think it hasn't been prioritized most of the times.
Yeah,
there has been a very big gap.
Yeah,
actually.
we've tried to involve the Ministry of Health and other stakeholders into this, but being a rare disease, many people pose questions and ask how many mothers die in a day when they're giving birth, and how many people die of malaria almost on a daily. So they tend to focus on those numbers and neglect diseases like Duchenne. But again, it is something that a parent would explain broadly if they've been affected by this. Imagine we have some families we help. You find, for example, someone has about 4 or 5 boys, and they've all been affected by the disease. They have no wheelchairs, and they're all just laying there, and with the father and the mother. Sometimes, actually, when parents realize this, some of them run out of even their relationships and the marriages. So it's neglected, but it needs big attention, because the people, it may be rare, the numbers are little, but for the family which has been affected, they are deeply affected, with almost nowhere to get the tests from, and no physiotherapy, no nothing. I mean, you can go to the nearest clinic and get some anti-malarials.
Yes.
Yeah, you can get to the nearest supermarket or mall, and then you get yourself some a mosquito net. But if you had a Duchenne kid, you would struggle just to even get a wheelchair or get a physiotherapist to travel from Mulago Hospital, for example, to deep down in Wakiso. And now imagine someone who is deep down in Kisoro or deep down in Fort Portal, where he come from. So that would be so hard.
It looks like this is kind of complicated. How much does it cost for you people to really invest to ensure that all these people who are victims, they really get a proper provision when it comes to the wheelchairs? There are so many other things you people are really investing in. How much does it cost?
That's the thing. That's the thing. Because if you're going to run all the tests, the confirmation tests, that alone would cost you around $300. Probably $300. Probably that's about $1 million.
Wow.
And then the waiting time, because many of the tests are not done here, so you'll have to wait for some of them to come back from South Africa. Or different countries where they are being made from. And now when the tests are confirmed, you can just imagine what comes with that, because
I know.
A kid or a child would need physiotherapy almost on a daily. And,
on a daily?
Yeah, on a daily, because every day their muscles are progressing and they are getting weaker day by day. So they will need physiotherapy services. They will need a very good mobility tool. Let me say a wheelchair, because in the beginning they may use maybe walkers or something, and then as it progresses they'll need a wheelchair, and then as it progresses still they'll need another form of wheelchair, because they won't be very comfortable from the very beginning. So they will need different types of wheelchairs. So it gets complicated just like that. And now also they need to eat good. They need to eat food which is good. They need to drink, to have proper drinks, but also they will need supplements, which can actually help to build their muscles as it continues. Now, the supplements are also very expensive here. A small package that would last someone for about 2 weeks would cost around 70,000. So now
Daily?
you can no per week.
Per week.
Yeah, but again, the parents down there struggle even to get a 20,000.
That's the problem now.
Exactly.
So we're coming from
Exactly.
that. How? Because I do believe that some families which are not able to afford the amount of money. So what are you doing about it?
Yeah, and now that's where we're coming from. And because only this year we have managed to distribute more than 42 wheelchairs.
42 wheelchairs.
And
Yes.
we have also started manufacturing local tools from here to enable them. So many people, if you visited us at our offices, we would show you how we are doing this to make sure that these people are very comfortable. We have also partnered with different organizations to come through and help us with physiotherapists, and many of them have actually committed to work for us as volunteers, which is very good news. You can imagine that. And also we have given counseling services, because only breaking news to you that your son, who you had a lot of hope in, and you thought maybe this would be your hair, eventually suffering from Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and then they tell you it's not going to be healing. I mean, it's going to be progressing over the years.
Yes.
That will be painful. So we've involved counselors at every level. We facilitate them to go into these fields and get to see these parents and people living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy one-on-one. So they've had very good talks, and we've also been giving therapy to these families. We've collaborated with different pharmaceutical industries, pharmaceutical companies rather, to help us. So as we support them with business, they can also give us a bonus somehow to be able to support these people. And we are also developing a model to help many of these people, because feeding feeding patients or people living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy and maintaining that life that would, sustain them for more years, it requires a lot. So we are developing a model with a Sapphire Fund, and this will be giving them money, and which they can actually return with only just 1% of interest. So in other words, if someone wants to start a business for, let me say, 4 or 5 million, they would only just return a 1% of this in a year. In a year. So, which is a very good model for many parents to become more self-sufficient and help these people. For example, if their kid got an issue and were not able to support at that time, I mean, they would easily get their money and help the kid compared to that time before meeting us.
Great.
Yes.
Yes, so viewers, Duchenne muscular dystrophy is what we are talking about as with Mr. Paul Collins, from Sapphire Africa Foundation. It's an NGO that is really ensuring that it deals with its disease as early as possible. So now, when it comes to the Ugandans, have you made a survey as an NGO, and how many Ugandans are victims to this disease every year? You have a total, maybe you can give us some of the statistics, how we are as Ugandans.
Yeah, so we've made an average, and according to our researchers, we realized that about 200 to 290 patients are reported each year. But we do think that there are many more, because our tools are limited somehow, with many people, first of all, not wanting their kids to get out there and get known that they're disabled or something. And we've also been limited by areas actually which are hard to access. We've also been limited by data in different centers, because many people actually have no idea about this. The fact that it gets tested from the tests cannot be run in local clinics. And even in Uganda itself, it's hard to run Duchenne tests and the procedure itself. So we've been limited a little bit. So we do think that the number can even go to more than 300 people each year. Yeah.
Should we say the information is still lacking to some parts of the districts, maybe all those places which are unreachable?
Yeah, it's lacking. We really need to raise a lot of awareness, not only in Uganda, by the way, but even in many other countries, because Sapphire Africa Foundation in Sub-Sahara, I think we are the biggest Duchenne muscular dystrophy organization. We've been contacted by people as far as Nigeria, Cameroon, Sudan, Kenya. Actually, Kenya, we do have a branch over there. So we've tried to do our best, really, and our numbers would really speak for themselves. The thing is, we really need to raise a lot of awareness and raise a voice to Duchenne muscular dystrophy, because in other countries, people living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy, they are being taken care of so well. Others have motorized wheelchairs. They can do what they want with their wheelchair. A kid can get off their bed, get into their wheelchair, have their breakfast, brush their teeth, and they move out to the balcony and do all this. But here, I will invite your reporters, I think, one of these days. The parents still carry Duchenne people in their hands to the toilet and back, and then they carry them to school and back. By the time we found a man called Paul Kayonga in Wakiso, he was wheeling 2 kids to school and back, a school which was, I think, about 4 kilometers away. So imagine wheeling 1 kid 4 kilometers, then you come back, and then you wheel another one to school, and then you come home, relax a little bit, and then go back and wheel one back and another, and it's very hectic.
It frustrates.
So in other countries, people are doing so good, and that calls for much more awareness where we are as of now.
Definitely.
And I do think that together with our stakeholders and other partners, we need to come together and even increase or amplify our voice.
What are the challenges that these victims encounter in communities? Are they stigmatized as related to that currently? Most of the times, I think I had one of the ladies was a carrier, and she was at your offices. She was testifying how she's a carrier of this disease, and also she has a baby. So how have you ensured that this does not also affect the baby for these people who are having this disease in them? I think.
Yeah, our counseling services have been good. We've been also trying to involve the school leaders and local leaders in different communities across the country, but also we've really tried so hard. Mostly when we realized that one of the Duchenne kids go to these schools, so we really involve the school administration and also the kids, the students, to show them that, look, this is a disease which is normal. And we've had several issues just in Chengera here, because kids get mocked because of their condition. Others get segregated, and others also get discriminated against. We've also encouraged the schools to develop facilities that can actually favor them. For example, we've helped the schools to develop ramps where the kids can actually be wheeled directly into classes, as opposed to being carried and then you carry the wheelchair into the class. So we've also tried to make sure that at least they have safe spaces where the wheelchairs can actually be, and then they can have a conducive environment as they study. But we've also tried to involve different leaders to tell them that, look, this is a disease like any other
disease.
Yeah, and the people living with it must have this and this and this and this as we listed them. So yeah, we are trying to get there.
Okay, let us get into a quick commercial break. We'll come back with more of the information. To remind you, our viewers out there watching this program, we are live on the YouTube channel. Send in your message or your comment, what you want to know about this, what we are discussing about, and more of the information will be back after the break. We're still with Dr. Paul Collins as we're sitting about Duchenne. Yes, muscular dystrophy, and how it is affecting Ugandans. And if you're a victim out there, this is an opportunity for you to come and reach out to this organization to be helped and ensure that your life is better and better. Let us come back.
This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission.
Okay, and welcome back from the quick commercial break. We are still having a beautiful conversation with Paul Collins, the Executive Director of Sapphire Africa Foundation. And in our topical discussion, we are looking into this kind of complicated disease that is not known to most of the Ugandans.
Yeah.
And they might be out there when they're having it, but they may see it as a normal thing. Maybe my questions, Mr. Collins, when it comes to the carriers, maybe the women who are victims to this disease, when it comes to the giving birth, how have you ensured that this does not affect their children to see that they are not victims of this disease?
Okay, before we broke off, you said I'm Dr. Paul Collins, but I want to clarify I'm not doctor.
I'm not a doctor. Okay.
Yeah, I just studied the disease and the fact that we've been working with the people.
Okay. But I should give you that title. You deserve it.
Maybe I need to study a lot of books and become a doctor of books.
No, really. With this information in your hand, you are qualified to be with that title. All right.
Well, thank you. Now, you were asking about the progression.
Yes.
And we do have someone called Rona. I know Rona. Many people, when they listen to her story, they wonder so much about how she could be a person living with Duchenne and yet has a baby who is a teenager.
Yes.
So it confuses very many people. Well, just like I said, Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a little bit mild on ladies, mostly when it is beginning.
Okay.
And I must say that also people living with Duchenne, they live a normal life in
A
the
normal
first
life.
part of their life.
Okay.
Yeah, so for some other kids, you might not even realize any sign until they are like 7 years.
Oh.
It's when you start seeing their calves getting swollen, and then you see their walking changes all of a sudden, and then their muscle eventually starts wasting off. But before that, they live a very healthy life, and sometimes it's even hard for you to realize that they are actually even suffering from any muscle disease. So yeah, a young lady can actually manage to give birth normally to a kid,
Okay.
a child, before their disease progresses. And just like I said, they can also live normally. Before the disease starts progressing. And just like I said, Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a progressing disease. You know, it doesn't come all of a sudden and blows you away and then weakens your muscle in 2 days. Your muscles in 2 days or 3 days.
Yes.
No, it progresses with years, with time. And just like I said from the beginning, the progression depends on many things: how you're being treated, the kind of food that you're eating, the kind of mobility tools that you are using, the therapy that you are getting, and the kind of supplements that you are taking. And of course, I would think that the care also being given to the patient overall, it really depends. Yeah.
It depends. You mentioned something which is kind of questionable because if a woman delivers well to a baby, and the baby grows up normally without experiencing these kind of signs, and by around 7 months, that's when the signs come out. They manifest. What is your advice, or what you always advise these parents to do? Because I do believe going for a clinical checkups in the hospital, these doctors can be able to see something maybe in the bodies of these babies, or maybe it's kind of neglected a certain way.
So I don't know if you're married, Rita, but if you're not yet married, I think that is one thing that you should actually consider checking before. If you're a carrier of Duchenne muscular dystrophy or not. Well, it's a rare disease,
Yes.
but you really can't rule out that. I've seen many churches and many institutions that have been helping couples to get into their marriages. They ask for several tests, including sickle cells, including HIV/AIDS, and many others. So this is one thing that maybe the viewer can actually get from me, or other people who help couples with marriages to consider also. Because if you're a carrier of Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and actually you can actually get to know that you're a carrier or not even from Uganda here. So we have our partners, MBN Labs, and if you want to know things like this, they can actually help deeply. You can get in touch with me or get in touch with the organization. We have our official website.
So you can share with them.
Yeah, it's just SapphireAfricaFoundation.org, and we do have pages across all social media platforms, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook, Sapphire Africa Foundation. And when you go on our website, there's a form you can fill to get in touch with us, and also there are some numbers you can call, there are emails you can call, you can use. We can give you more information on how you can actually get to test before you get into your marriage, or if you suspect you have a kid who would be living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. But I mean, the only way to avoid this is to understand first that am I a carrier or not, then you prepare. And it's not obvious that if you are a carrier, you will have a Duchenne kid.
It's not
but really you can expect something to come up, you know. So, but it's not obvious that it will. So, but if you're forewarned and you know that something can happen, then it's easier for you, even when you get there, to see how you can live. Your child can live with Duchenne. So yeah.
Interesting. This brings me to another question when it comes to, because it has no treatment that cures.
Yeah.
You just on the surface maybe try to pause to reduce the pain, right? So what are the challenges? Does this, I don't know which kind of treatment you give them for ensuring that this pain does not happens daily? How is it? So family give us a process, and do these patients do they always follow the instructions that you give unto them? Because someone may tell someone, take this, it will help you in this and this, but someone maybe rejects and they still experience the pain. Maybe try to clarify more on that.
Yeah, first of all, many people, the whole beginning is many people tend to give up in the very beginning. They realize this and
It's like a burden.
Yeah, and sometimes the weight is too much.
Yes.
It's too much. And I can tell you for a fact that many families that we have helped, in a family, if they are 10 families, 7 of them have separated after finding out about this devastating disease. Yeah. There have been many accusations of it is you, it is me, it is you, it is me who caused this, and then the couples fail to get to consensus over very many things.
Yes,
I mean, how is this kid going to live? And also there are families which are very, very poor, and there are families which are extremely rich but still cannot do anything, and also the families which are also very poor still, but still they can't do anything also. So it is challenging, a challenging bit for many families, because the fact that this disease, it doesn't have like huge awareness, it affects them deeply to an extent that many parents wonder, what am I supposed to do next?
I know.
And when you tell them you have to do this every morning, you have to stretch your kid like this, you have to rub here on the shoulder like this, you must turn your kid like this and carry them to a wheelchair like this, you must adjust it like this, the cushion must be lifting the legs like this, and you tell them you have to do this every day, many of them tend to give up on that easily. And if you do not provide this on a day, it speeds up the progression of the disease, and eventually we lose the kid the child in very, very few years. But also the biggest challenge that we have found is the overwhelming numbers of this disease, and in different parts of the country. So we started working with Wakiso, and eventually we turned our gears to different districts.
Yes.
But we have reports of each case in almost a district, and it gets so hard for us many times to send our services. For example, physiotherapists in for example, one in Ishaka, and then one must go to Gulu, and then one is in Koboko, then you hear a case in Kabale. So it has been very, very challenging. But also another issue that we have found is we need, I think, a lot of wheelchairs, and which are good enough, because these people don't need only these wheelchairs for movement only, but they need them also for feeling comfortable. So you find the wheelchair that we might need for a single patient could be costing around 2.5 million Uganda shillings.
2.5.
Yeah. And yet an ordinary chair for any other disabled person, they would only just need this for movement, and this would only cost about 500,000, which is approximately $150. So when you compare the $300 and then $150, and then you have like 400 people to give the wheelchairs,
yes.
It's been costly as an organization. And now there are services also that they get on top of that. So it has been a challenge. But going back to the challenges being faced by us as we help these parents, it's been more of an awareness job, and also the cost of providing therapy to them and accepting it, that my kid must take a supplement each day and I must give them the therapy that they need. Also, I must do this each day.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where the challenge has been.
This therapy, what does it do?
Well, it helps mostly the muscles, since this is about the muscles.
Stretches the muscles.
Exactly, stretches them, give them strength, strengthens them. And we are coming up with our project, Toys for Everyone. Our team, our IT team is working. Wandera Ronald is and the team together, they are working on Toys for Everyone. And our whole idea with these toys is we want to make sure that they play a lot. And some of them are resistance ones, so they have to pull, they have to blow. And with this pulling and also using their mouth to blow, they are strengthening their lungs, but also when they're pulling, they're strengthening their muscles as they enjoy. So it's something that we're very excited about to produce also in the coming year, and we do think that it will also change a lot with the people with disability, but also people living with Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Yeah.
So now to my conclusion, not to you, but also to viewers out there who may be like, since you say it's incurable, it has no treatment. Can't we say that now it requires for a miracle to just happen? I don't know if you believe in miracles, but I think I just want to hear from your view perspectives. So what's the way forward? If all the other things have failed, what is the next? The world has been with HIV for I think decades, and eventually I see that the doctors getting a breakthrough. At least now it may not be like a real vaccine, but there is at least something that can take on someone for almost a year. Exactly.
We've seen PEP also coming in, where someone, if they are exposed, they can actually have something to help them not to get a disease. So we're also very hopeful that with a lot of research being done and a lot of money is being invested in research. We have partner organizations like Cure Duchenne. We do have Only Project, and those ones are our direct partners. They are investing a lot of money in research. So we do think that there will be a breakthrough. So we're not losing all the hope, but we do have a hope that there will be a breakthrough with the vaccine or something that can help. There has been research being done on gene therapy. Where the dystrophin is a protein in the muscles, which has been used on different patients to see that at least there is improvement from their muscle wasting. And we are very, very hopeful that something at least will come up, and probably in a few years, or because it has been ongoing for years now, and since it was found. So we do think that something will happen, so not all hope is gone.
We should be hopeful, maybe.
We should be hopeful.
Interesting. When it comes to the Ministry of Health, what has been the challenge since they haven't all that much participated in this? Sure.
Just like I said, in the beginning, that Duchenne is a rare disease. So being rare, they consider a big diseases.
The shouting ones.
The shouting ones. Let me say that, because Duchenne is also big, but there are others which are really shouting big numbers. And however, they've been supportive also in helping us, to first of all, to allow that, this is a disease that we have in the country, and they've also been supportive with their facilities. And also when we have called them to help us raise a voice, they have tried. But just like I said, we need to do more with organizations like ours, and also the ministry itself, we really need to do more to raise our voice much more bigger over there.
When it comes to the funds, have they tried to contribute to what percentage, or initially the funds are not coming from the government?
No, we don't have funds from the government yet. Yeah, just like I have said, we have partners who support us, and there are also individuals, and I mean, when I talk of partners, there are some local partners and there are some international partners.
Yes.
And we've got many partnerships who have helped us to get there, but we really haven't gotten anything big from the government yet.
Okay.
But maybe after this program we'll see something.
Interesting. All right, as we're winding up in just a few minutes, maybe your call to the public out there, and maybe it comes to the awareness, ensuring that this information is spread. It's like now preaching the word, the gospel, to all the corners of the country, just so that people get to understand that this disease is real, and they should be sensitive about it. Maybe to the mothers out there who could be having babies and they see something on their bodies, but seems like it's like a normal thing. Yes.
Yeah, well, number one, Duchenne muscular dystrophy is a disease like any other disease.
Yes.
So when you see your kid or your child not walking properly, and also their muscle wasting is progressing, and also they are having difficulty in moving, and this must be something that they are not born with, but it's actually developing. Yeah, so if you see their calves actually getting swollen and their walking is also changing somehow, then you should actually consider testing for Duchenne muscular dystrophy. And just like I have said, this is not something that your kid will die tomorrow.
Yes.
There are services that we can actually provide to make your child live longer. They can live with this disease. Actually, other people live with Duchenne for even 40 years.
40 years.
Yeah, they do.
And they are
live.
very okay.
Yeah, they're well, they're in their wheelchair, but they can eat, they can drink, they can talk, and you probably, others have studied and they're doctors.
Interesting.
Yeah, they're doctors. So it is something that you can actually live with, and when you see it, they are not bewitching you. Just like I've had many people talking, they're not bewitching.
With that statement.
Yeah, they're not bewitching you, and it is very okay, and you can just conduct some tests and get to know that this is the disease that we do have, and be able to live with it. There, just like I said in a recap, there is so much that we can do, moving from physiotherapy, providing supplements, and also having mobility tools for your child.
Right.
There's so much that we can do to make sure that we give a better life. And our offices are spread out, Canada Road in Kamwenge District, and we also have our offices in Boma, Fort Portal. We also have our head offices at Mawanda Road here in Kampala. So there are many ways how we can help.
Great, thank you so much, Mr. Paul Collins, for that wonderful information. I believe we still need have a lot of things to do when it comes to creating awareness and doing initiatives to see that the public is aware about these diseases, which are not shouting, but they are deeply rooted in but also they need to be worked on as quickly as possible. To the Ministry of Health also, they need to emphasize some things. I think they should make more broader research now to know that some diseases which are hidden, because they are affecting most of the Ugandans, and on to consider like malaria, HIV/AIDS, and so many others which are currently ongoing. Otherwise, thank you so much for being with us in this beautiful coffee break conversation. That's the way to go. And we would love to wish you a blessed Monday, and let this week be fruitful to you and to us. Thank you so much. We wish you well.